Hello everyone, welcome back. I thought today would be kind of fun to go through my old journal from when I lived in Tokyo, Japan. I lived in Japan from 2010 to 2012 when I was about 10 to 12. So my dad recommended keeping a journal and I filled out about half of it. There's a couple stories that I would love to share with you guys, so I hope you follow along. Here's part one. All right, day one starts on July 14th, 2010 when we moved to Japan. Last night when we arrived at the Narita airport, our first night in Tokyo, we had to go through immigration first. Then we had to get dinner because it was 5:30 p.m. and we were so hungry, so we had McDonald's. I loved how the fries weren't greasy at all, unlike in the US. When Dad was getting the airport limousine bus tickets, we were eating. Dad walks over and said, well, the bus doesn't arrive until 8:15, and at that time, it was about 6:15. So we had to wait for 2 hours until the bus came. Time went by so slow. At about 7:50 p.m., we went outside to get ready for the bus. At exactly 8:15, the bus arrived. We hopped on, and it took us about an hour to get to our hotel, the Cerulean Tower Tokyo Hotel. I think it's so funny seeing how little 10-year-old Lauren used to write, so please bear with me with some of this. We checked in and went to our 2 rooms and went to bed. It was maybe 11 something and the time change was so hard for us too. Earlier today, we explored, just walked around. We found a store where they sold lots of fish and meats. When we left the little mall with the fish market, we saw a little dessert shop with cute cupcakes in a display case. They looked so good. We are going to go there at some point in the next week. After the little mall, we went to Starbucks for lunch and then went back to the hotel to meet Dad's assistant. Then we went to see our realtor. We headed off to see our high rise. After that, we went to a leasing company for furniture. I got really bored. After about 30 minutes, we went to another leasing company, but this stuff was used in a warehouse. We all sat, Taylor, Sophie, and I, in a massage chair, and it felt so good. It even massaged my calves. This next sentence, life-changing. They had a water dispenser that could pour hot or cold water. Next to it, they had some coffee packets and tea packets. So I decided to have some green tea. I don't even like green tea, but I thought I would try it. After the warehouse, we went back to the leasing company. I ran over to 7-Eleven to get my first purchase in Tokyo. I got a water for 100 yen. Then I went back to Taylor and Sophie. I bought a water for 100 yen for Taylor and a little rice bowl thing with peanut sauce. I think for 427 yen. It had a spicy aftertaste too. We headed back to the hotel. We rested for about 10 minutes. Sophie, Taylor, and I went downstairs to the lobby to exchange our US money for yen. We were so hungry, so we went back out to the mall for dinner. We ate at a place called La Casa di Nao. I had fettuccine. Love the way I spelled it. I love how they served bread with olive oil and butter. It's so yummy. When we were done eating, we went back to the hotel, went upstairs, and climbed into bed. Now when we awake, we get to eat and go to Tokyo Disneyland. Yesterday, we went to Disneyland. I got to go on 2 rides that I haven't before. We spent 2 to 3 hours to get to Disneyland because we took the wrong subway, went too far, had to go back to Shibuya, ask a man how to get to Disneyland. Then we bought tickets, hopped on the train, got off that train, got on another train. Then we were at Disneyland. We got in and rode the rides. The very first ride that we went on was Gadget's Go Coaster. It scared me so bad. The drop was so scary because it went down fast and had curves. The second ride that we went on was It's a Small World. It was a lot better than the California version. Oh, that's some small writing. It says, we rode it 2 times, and the second there was no one there. And so we went back and rode Astro Blasters and Jungle Cruise. That was some small handwriting. We also went on Peter Pan's Flight, Dumbo, the Teacups, Pirates of the Caribbean, and best of all, Splash Mountain. I was scared at first, but then I was excited when we got to the entrance to get on the boat. The 2 little drops scared me, but it scared me with thrill. The bigger one was so much fun. I screamed my head off. It was really, really fun. We ate at a place in Adventureland called China Voyager. We had the chef special, which was cold noodles with pork and sesame oil. Really good. With an almond jelly in like an orange gelatin soup. It was very good. When we were done, we left to go back to Pirates. At the end of the day, we went back to the hotel. July 17th, 2010. Yesterday, we went to Disneyland again. The first ride that I went on was Pirates of the Caribbean. It went slower than usual. Then at the end, it sped up so you couldn't hear the last few lines of what Jack Sparrow said. The second ride I went on that day was It's a Small World. We also went on Haunted House, it's Haunted Mansion, Teacups, Splash Mountain, the Swiss Family Treehouse, Snow White, and Chip 'n Dale's Treehouse. For lunch, we ate at Tomorrowland Terrace. We got to have actual burgers and fries. I was so happy because we ate Starbucks 2 days in a row for brunch and China Voyagers for lunch on the 15th, so it was nice to eat some real meat. I think we'll stop that video there. That's the end of the Disneyland journals. Then it goes on to other things in Japan. Thank you all for watching part 1. I hope you'll come back for part 2 to hear more about my 10-year-old self living in Japan. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.